Demented forever. Jamie, Brian, Bagman. Horror fans unite. One of us. One of us. Welcome to this week's episode of Demented Forever. I am Jamie. I'm here with Brian, the director, and Mike, the Bagman. What's up, guys? How are you?
I'm down with all that energy.
Yeah, that was really riveting. I was moved.
That's
you.
like me a few
you.
weeks ago.
Sweet. I just came back from the studio, so I've got a lot of energy. I'm excited.
I was
Working on
kidding
music,
about
so.
energy, but okay. Ah,
That's
Thank
good.
you. No, I was. I'm doing a couple little tunes for. We're gonna send them over to Scott on tape, and if you've
Yay.
never seen that guy's channel, you should check him out. He's awesome. And by the way, before we get into today's episode, you need to be following us, Demented Forever. Hit that subscribe button right now here on YouTube. We are on TikTok, Instagram, and I think that's it. But anyways, give us a follow, like us, comment, and all that
Or
stuff.
don't like us, but still do all the things.
But do all that exactly. Oh, and yeah, and
Plus.
shout out to Scott on tape.
Scott on tape.
Yeah. So,
Dude,
anyways.
how's it going?
but yeah, other than that, I'm in a good mood, and working on music, and then I get to see your crazy faces.
Yeah, there's a downside to everything. Sorry.
I think it's good. I miss you guys.
Brian's in this equation. You do realize that, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why she was looking at me when she was excited, and then she didn't acknowledge you at all.
Yeah, that was excitement.
Yes, there you go. I believe the word of the day is
Love.
riveting.
I was excited, sort of, for you guys being there and at the same time. Yeah, okay. How's it going?
Yeah. All right. So today
I love
is
your
what?
impression of me.
Today's Friday, February 21st. Isn't Dark Dells closing soon? When is that
Yes, it
closing?
is.
March, April.
And the last signing is I think it's the last weekend of March, and it's Dell. He's signing.
Yeah. Literally, it's like a bookend. Opened with Dell, ended with Dell.
So
Hey,
yeah,
go
I
out
bought
with
the
a
book,
bang.
and I bought. What is it?
Let's see. There is a signing on March 8th. It's for some Shudder original called The Little Bites, and signing live at Dark Dell will be Spider One, whoever the fuck that is.
Oh, I was just sitting next to his
Power
wife.
5000.
Yeah, I was sitting next to his wife, Chrissy Fox, at CreepyCon.
Wait,
She was in Terrifier 3, your favorite franchise.
Fuck that trash. Wait, is Spider-Man really Spider from Power 5000?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I opened up for him when I was like 17. That's
Very,
great.
very nice guy. I met him. Actually, Jamie, I met him at that convention you and I met at a million years ago, the last Creation
Wow.
Horror Con.
The Weekend
And,
of Horrors.
He took a wife with he took a picture with my ex-wife. She was a fan. She knew who he was, and he was at the booth with his wife and daughter at CreepyCon a couple of weeks ago, and he was promoting a movie that he wrote and directed. And I believe his brother's Rob Zombie, isn't it, Brian?
He is his stepbrother, half brother.
Stepbrother.
Yeah.
Well, they're related.
Yeah,
And-
both going to be shitty directors, but also signing with Spider-One will be Chris Fox, Heather Langenkamp. If you're Jamie, don't worry. She'll say it's fucking for my friend. Bonnie Aarons, Elizabeth Caro, Mark Kelly, and Chaz Bono all signing over there March 8th.
I bought the DVD or the Blu-ray or whatever the hell it was, and then Dell's book. So the last two things, last two signing items that I'll ever purchase from Dell.
Nice,
That's
nice.
cool.
Are you
I'm
ready to
definitely-
bring extras for Heather? Just say it's for my friend. Pull a Jamie.
Shut up.
I brought extras for her a few months ago.
She'll remember.
And she won't. And I'm going to possibly, maybe I will. Who knows? I noticed Sue did not put they're only signing whatever the item is. I mean, come on, fuck it. It's the last real signing. Let us get some extra shit signed. If if anybody's willing to sign it.
Yep, and because it is Dell's, make sure you bring a paint pen. Otherwise, they will be Sharpies in house. Not looking at you, Mike, but also looking at you, Mike.
Just digging that knife deeper and deeper every week.
What he does.
So let's see. So that's March 8th. So now that I know the fat ass is going to go, I'm definitely going to send something over for Spider 1. So stupid. For Spider to sign.
Hey, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna really try to go. I want to go say hi to Heather, and it's be my probably the last, because I'm not gonna be able to go to the very last signing with Dell. And plus, too, I have a gift card I haven't used yet. I wonder if the
damn girl.
What are you doing?
It's for like a year and a half.
How much is the gift card?
I don't know, maybe $30-$40.
Well, that's enough to get this DVD. You might as well go.
I know. No, I know. I definitely want to go. But I keep forgetting about it. I keep putting it in my wallet, and then it's still in like the little card holder. So then I take it out because it's too big. So yeah, I just got to use it. Yeah. I'll make Mike remind me.
Clearly,
he'll forget. He'll forget too, and he'll remind me when the store's closed. Oh yeah, you still have that gift card?
Yeah, they're gonna accept that when they're fucking when the building's closed down.
Well, maybe they'll sell some shit online for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but you won't be able to redeem the gift card online.
Can't you redeem that online, Jamie?
No,
motherfuckers.
They don't have a spot for it.
You better go to this goddamn signing.
Yeah, I gotta go and check.
Go to the store, buy the DVD at the store.
Yeah, don't buy the book. You don't need it.
No, I definitely wanted to. Grab
I bought the paperback.
Yeah, did you buy the paperback, Mike? Did you?
I did.
Mike, I have. When's the last time you read a book that wasn't smut?
Shit. It's what years is?
I would. First of all, you don't read smut; you experience it. And
well, I mean, the elder women like Jamie, they have like those like love books, right? That they like to read those books, like the guy.
I never read those.
Commercials.
That stuff.
I never read those. Mike, on the other hand, buys them. So I've never read those movies or read those books.
I have a feeling Mike has like a massive like book collection that he gets from all these fucking signings that has never read a page.
That's accurate. I'm actually looking at them right now.
Nice. If you had to guess, since everyone can see you now,
it's
how many?
It's like no more than 20, including the art books.
Maybe no more. Maybe, what's 20?
30, maybe 30.
The number increases.
That's no more than 30.
No more than 30.
Because I bought like Blu-rays and DVDs and shit too. So I haven't watched any of them. But
I remember I got that Bruce Campbell book. Never read a page.
Which one is that?
Oh yeah, no, I got that book signed too. What was that called?
I don't know.
It's him on the front cover in a kilt, right?
I don't know.
I
I've got
don't even
2 rows of books on one shelf. It must be after that.
I don't have it in front of me.
I think he would sign 1 or 2 extra items with that if it was at Dell's, and then 1 item only at that comic book store at Universal City. That was last year. God, it had been 10 years since I got him at that store. I'm
trying to wait. The book, it was Hail to the Chin, wasn't it? Something like that.
Oh yes. That's what it was called.
That's when I got that the Evil Dead 2 vinyl. I got that signed.
Huh.
The good old Bruce.
Yeah. Must be behind the other books.
Elvira wrote a book too. I'm sure you got that signed, didn't you?
I did. I bought that from Book Soup, pre-signed, so that was nice. That was last year.
Did you buy from Book Soup? Did you buy it with a fucking gift card like Jamie?
No. I bought it with a credit card that I got from the bank.
And that you didn't pay back.
Okay, it was a debit card, you fuck.
It's all right. So yeah, you can swear. It's okay.
Why would I pay myself back? Just shut up. I'm surprised you even know what a book is.
Yeah. Well, apparently, you gave it away with your paperbacks.
Yes. I bet all your school books were returned, like in brand new, pristine condition.
Well, joke's on you, pal. I never read any of my school books.
Yeah, that was my point. That was my point.
Guess what? It wasn't a good point. It was stupid.
I don't want that kid in my class. All B's. Yeah, for bastard. Sure.
God, why do you have like such an old woman voice? Like when you're
I'm
like,
just, I'm assuming that's what your
straining.
teacher sounded like in grade school.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brian Farmer. Yeah.
Brian
Okay.
Farmer.
I'm not teaching you third grade anymore. Get your ass out of here.
in the 12th grade.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Only
sure you
third
guys.
grader with his driver's license.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Would it though?
Well, maybe not.
Would
I don't know. He's got a beer in one hand and a cigarette in the other.
Yeah, right out of the womb. Me,
Aw.
I just had a Playboy. And maybe a
Yeah, you did. Speaking of Playboy, as we were speaking about Spider One, stupid ass name, we did get this in. Notice how Mike has his shirt tucked into his pants. What a gentleman! What a
That's
gentleman!
what you do in winter.
Look at his puffy pouch of a belly.
Hey, that's the least fat I've looked in years, you bastard.
But Spider, doesn't he look? He looks like that guy. What's his name? Like Larry something. He was in like Friends and shit. Ton of movies. Comedy. He's a character actor. I'm trying to think what his name is. I want to say Larry.
He's got sure.
I gotta look it up.
I have no idea who you're talking about. But how long ago was that picture taken?
That was CreepyCon a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, that had to have been the Saturday
I think that was actually Sunday.
or Sunday. The day I was not there, basically.
The other day you were not there.
Eh.
But a very nice guy. I'm supporting, I guess, his movie that's coming out, and I think he's got another one that's going to come out or is in the can or same thing, or is going to be made. I don't know, but I liked him. Nice guy. His wife was very nice. She signed a whole bunch of Terrifier shit that I got for Brian.
Crappy. Larry Hankin was his name. Larry Hankin.
Oh, yeah, he's still around. That guy's been acting since the 70s or 80s.
There is a resemblance. I can see it.
Yeah, what was he? He was on Hill Street Blues.
He was in Friends. He was the neighbor.
Friends, and he was in a movie with John Candy and Eugene Levy that I loved called Armed and Dangerous, and he was hilarious in that. I highly recommend that one.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, I just delivered a nomination bag to Eugene Levy last week. Had to leave it.
Oh, that's so cool.
At his door. I don't know if it was some sort of a hotel residence place, but he was home, but they just said, just leave it by the door. It's like, all right. Wow, Eugene Levy's on the other side of that door waiting for me to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, so talk about a Schitt's Creek, you know what I mean?
There you go. Good show.
I have a picture of
that was a really good show. Yeah.
That was
if you want, I can text you a picture of his door with the bag right there. It's like, wow, yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow. Is that oak?
It's riveting.
Yeah,
Riveting.
see,
Riveting.
fucking Ansel Adams over here of door pictures. You're welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for
some
keeping up the
major
entertainment
celebrity
part.
on the other side of that door.
Well, that's very cool. So yeah, so I guess that's what you've been doing on this gig for a couple weeks now, delivering nominations.
And
He's a mailman.
Yeah, and this week we're at the Shrine setting up, and the show as of this recording is in a day and a half. It's on Sunday the 23rd, and then
Mike, when you deliver these, what are you carrying these in?
Well, it's
His mail bag.
The nomination is in a gift bag already, so I'm just carrying the bag because I'm the bag man.
Exactly. Yeah,
Can't get away from fucking bags.
He's the bag man.
I'm getting paid to do it this time, but yeah, I got all these bags in the car. Yeah, I've always got bags in the car and under my eyes.
Yeah,
Can't escape them.
I can say that about Mike. Like, he will have bags of, and it's just interesting because it's like horror stuff. It's like no, it's not trash. It's like figures and stuff. He's got books and everything. It's just waiting to be signed.
Bags on his windows.
Yes,
Yeah.
in fact, I still have my bag from CreepyCon. I have not put everything away yet. Look at this.
I'm like, see,
Why is that bag so full? What is in that bag?
That is a suitcase, man.
Mike, we need an unpacking. What is in the bag?
Yay. So at that convention, I put some of the stuff away. I wanted
little chicken finger baskets in there from the
and
con.
Roger Jackson. I didn't hear that, but that's so. There's one of the few Funko Pops I own. I bought this during the pandemic. This was a Hot Topic exclusive of Elvira on her little chaise lounge there. Gorgeous woman.
Wait, that's not signed, is it?
No, I wasn't paying
Okay.
$80 and up for a fucking autograph. So I left. Yeah, I saved my money, and here's
Went to the dollar menu at
the
McDonald's.
what is this?
Did
Ultimate.
you take the clothes? Like I know it's the clothes figure, but did
Yes.
you take it off?
Wouldn't you?
Don't ask him that.
I don't open my figures. I get
Thank
them
God.
signed.
I don't want to.
Can you sign on your boobs?
That's actually not surprising if you did that.
That was actually Brian. Sorry, folks.
Oh,
Only the real ones do it.
So yeah, so this is
John Carver.
this is John Carver. This was signed by Eli Roth, but a fucking guy was there, the stunt guy, but he was charging $60, and you don't charge that much right off the bat. Yes, you were.
Was it Army Hammer or whatever his name is?
No, it's Brewster, something like that. It's like
You should go fuck yourself.
You should be charging $30 your first.
how much did you pay for him, Brian? Because I don't think it was 60, was it?
No,
Didn't
he's
you
talking about the stunt guy. The stunt guy was $60.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, so yeah, Eli
I
Roth
thought
was charging
Brian got
80. But
Yeah.
No, I knew.
same price.
the stunt guy was charging 60, and like, dude, you are charging way too much. You just got here, pal. I'm not paying you that. Here's
I just thought that you got him before, Brian.
Toonie Terrors, Elvira, also on the Chaise Lounge. Not a bad picture. I'm not a Toonie Terrors guy, but it's Elvira, so got to make that exception.
So, folks, we will have a little video because it's kind of hard to see.
Oh yeah,
But
sorry.
we'll have a little video of this, and we'll post it to.
Trust me, Elvira's in there. It's I think it's the
Which part of her body?
Scary Xmas figure. Yes, we'll do an unboxing or whatever video, like Jamie said. Oh, and the very first Elvira figure that I know of. That's an expensive figure, and well, wow, yeah, that's a. It's not a. It doesn't really look like her. It looks like somebody cosplaying as her, but it's a nice figure. I would have loved to have gotten it signed, and I'll have to do a video as Jamie just instructed me to do.
Well, I'm sure you'll be peeping somewhere.
For research purposes.
That it wouldn't. He would be Mike if he wasn't peeping somewhere.
Why did you guys say that about me? Things catch your eye, and you look, and,
Yeah.
and you move on. Eventually, when the cops are around the corner.
Well, speaking of things in your eye, our next segment was brought to you by the singer of "Something in Your Eye."
And get their personal number where you can leave them a message of your own. $2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Ask your parents before you call. 1-900-909-3700.
If you call me right now, I'll give you my private number.
You call that number and you'll hear a recording, and I'll give you my personal number if you call that. And we'll.
Thank you, Quarries.
I wish I was able to call that number back in the day because
Brian Farmer's first 2 restraining orders,
I loved the Corys.
and Jamie's as well.
Yes.
I did con Jamie into paying $60 to go get a picture with Corey Feldman. Best thing she's ever gotten in her life.
Oh,
I couldn't help it. I was so excited.
I blame you, Jamie. I don't blame Brian.
what can I
The
say?
900 numbers, Mike. We already know you called all the nudie ones, but like, did you ever call any normal ones?
I called 1976 number as a kid, and I may have spoken about this before. It was a joke line, joke of the day or what have you. And I don't know how many times I called it, but it was a lot. And my mom never said anything. And that was the cheapest woman to ever walk the earth. And there were jokes like you could hear out of Truly Tasteless Jokes. I don't know if you ever saw those books. They were big in the 80s. They had at least 3 of them. The only joke I remember is it's in a bar. You know what? I'm not going to tell it, but I'm not going to tell it.
Is it not PC? Is that why?
It's not PC. And,
okay, then we'll skip the joke.
Thank you.
But before we get out of this blast from the past, I do have one more pulling up.
Krueger, your worst nightmare come alive, and now I'm on your telephone. Dial this number now, and I'll tell you Freddy's favorite bedtime stories. Gruesome tales of murder and mayhem, frightful heartstoppers of pain and gore. So dial this number now if you dare, and prepare for a scare. Freddy Krueger has a special message just for you.
$2 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
$2.
That's like what, $8 now?
Dude, I wanted to call that so bad, and my mom was like, "You better not call that." No, I mean, kids today will not understand that you have a landline. Cell phones didn't exist, so your parents knew every phone call you were calling.
So glad you said that. I keep forgetting you were alive when cell phones didn't exist.
Yeah.
Despite your 29th birthday a few weeks ago.
That's true.
Again.
Okay.
Do you happen to know what year the first cell phone was made?
I think it was made in the 70s, but they weren't big until Miami Vice came out, and they about
were they like real cell phones or like the car phones?
We had the car phones like in the 80s, right? Like I remember seeing. Well, I remember seeing movies.
And I only pretended to be on a car phone once, and I looked like a douche.
Did you have gray poop on the side? Remember that commercial?
No. That stuff was nasty. But it was in Pittsburgh. I was with my buddy Justin. He was driving Pop's car. He had a car phone, and I saw a couple of ladies in front, going into the whatever the store was, and I pretended I was on the phone. It's like, yeah, we're cool. Why don't you come over? And like, nothing. So
they threw.
Did you have a members only jacket?
I don't think I've ever owned one. And why do those get shit on? By the way, it's like, what did members only do to anybody?
I thought they were stylish.
We're just making jackets over here. Why are you shitting on us?
Is that a members only jacket?
Yes, it is.
So what do you like, the last member?
You don't have to be a member. You just buy it. It's paying customers only is what they should have called it.
Well, I don't know. At this point, we're vintage, so heck, those jackets are probably expensive if you could find one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Going back to the Freddy Krueger hotline one, right? So it's I'm still stuck on the $2 introductory fee, and then it's 35 cents a minute after that. Like you don't even talk to anybody, right? Like it's all probably pre-recorded shit.
So kids, let me tell you my favorite scary story here. I get paid by the second. With my gloves, I stabbed somebody and like they're bleeding. It's great. Prime time, bitch. Pay me.
That's pretty much. And but I think they were all like that. They all had like a $2 or $2.99 for the first minute, and then like whatever for the additional minutes. I remember that on all of those.
I stayed up late.
I would have called the Corey line. Definitely would have called the Corey.
Same. Me too. And I didn't even know that existed until recently. I mean, how did I not know this?
Wow. Of all the regrets Brian has in life, number one is not calling the fucking Corys.
I don't think I was even alive when that thing came out.
Oh, fuck you. You were alive.
They would have given you their personal phone number.
That's right, the personal phone number.
Oh, they keep. It's Jamie again.
Pretty much. I loved the Corys.
It was pretty young.
3-year-old named Brian.
I wasn't alive.
Whatever.
You old bag.
I remember. Now I stayed up. I'm a night owl, and I was always watching late night TV. So it was always the Girls Gone Wild ads and the.
You watch like the blurry channels going back and forth, trying to find the boo inside like the white snow, or what? No, that was more of the 80s than the 90s, because that was a dial on the cable box that you had to turn, as opposed to like the 90s when it's all remote and digital and shit. But like, the 90s, that was prime
900 numbers, but it was always some hot chicks on a boat in their swimsuits. Call us, yeah, we want to talk to you. We're so
you
horny.
Want to talk to hot singles?
Yeah, I can see Mike being a sucker for that.
I was not a sucker for that. You're
Yes,
forgetting
you were.
I'm cheap.
Jamie, did you have a favorite hotline as a kid?
You know, I was really trying to think about that if I actually called. Freddy was the one that I begged my mom for me to call. And she was like, "No," because she was telling me that it was a scam. Because I think one of my siblings actually called one of those hotlines. And I should ask my mom about that. Or it was my cousin. I vaguely remember the story. And it was like, it was a pretty hefty bill. But I never did. My mom was, nope, absolutely not. So I kind of wished I would have, because I would have I would love to have that as a memory now, or at least calling the two Corys, What can I say?
I'm still stuck on the fact that Mike used to call a joke hotline, but doesn't know how to tell any funny jokes.
That's a valid point.
Here's
a funny joke. One time when Brian graduated college. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Wow. You know what that was, Jamie?
Riveting.
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 Word of the day, riveting.
Yeah, that was a real riveting fucking thing you had there, Mike.
Yes,
that was great.
But
hey, you know what?
Any lady that's had a conversation with
since
me
we're on the air,
riveting.
since we're on the air, now you can go get that horrible American Werewolf figure that you got signed in Sharpie.
Oh, fuck
and you can show everyone.
I don't even know where it is.
How not to make a mistake, and then we're gonna kick it into my favorite hotline.
This was in a 5-minute span, the week of Thanksgiving. It's like, guys, folks, people, that Rick Baker autograph looked so pristine in the picture. It had to be paint pen. And that's fuck that! I'm buying it.
Go grab it, Mike. Go grab it. We'll wait for you.
Fucking
go grab it. We're just gonna make the episode good again. So go find it.
So like the 900 numbers.
Yes,
they had them for everything. I mean, they had them for adult entertainment. I vaguely remember what Mike was talking about, the women that were like, "Call me now for blah blah blah." I vaguely
which is what I'm convinced that he definitely called that. Listen, Fonzo,
yeah.
I know you're listening. We all know Mike was calling that hotline. Being like, do you want to talk to horny singles?
I just can't imagine him not calling that. And I vaguely remember one of those videos or one of those commercials. It was like something crazy, like $5.99 a minute, because it some of those were like more expensive, and they would come on late at night. And I was a night owl, so I'd be up till like midnight, 1 a.m, or whatever, and those commercials would run at night.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, that's expensive. But yeah, I never got to call any. But I agree with you. I don't know if I believe Mike that he never called those phone numbers.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a goddamn second. No.
Well, you should.
Well, we don't.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I forgot about this, Brian. Fuck you in advance, and I'll say fuck you afterwards. Okay. Here is the famed, infamous figure that I bought online in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes time before Brian was like, I don't get why. You'd think there was like a beer and a meal at stake, but he fucking was on his shit, and within 5 minutes he fucking calls Dell's Dark Delicacies and like, hey, is that or he emails, whatever, is that in Sharpie or paint pen? And he got the fucking answer. And
because it's in my top 5. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie. I love it. And Jenny Agutter, so hot. So this is the 2-pack. It's like it's between $70 and $80 retail. And here it is. Here's Rick Baker and John Landis. It's not too. The Landis isn't too bad. It could be worse, and it will be.
That looks like it's okay. I mean,
it's because you have glasses on. That's why it looks like it's okay, but it's not to normalize.
It's
Well,
okay.
I mean-
it is okay, but the Rick
You
Baker.
can tell
the
it's got like that thin in between line on the Sharpie smear, but yeah.
He made it seem like it was already fading, and it.
It could be better. It could be better. The Rick Baker is better.
Yep. Yeah, that one looks the
but
oh, there's a but.
This
Dun, dun,
was
dun.
also a pre-signed figure from Dell's, signed in fucking paint pen, you bitch.
I have that figure signed by John Landis too.
Yes, and it's signed in paint pen, isn't it?
It is.
And I had David Naughton sign this in silver deco.
Very nice.
And the only thing it needs now is Rick Baker. Also a nice, cool figure. This is from the nightmare scene in the awesome American Werewolf in London from 1981, which Rick Baker won the first Academy Award for special effects makeup, and well deserved. And he also worked on The Howling that year, but he jumped to this, to American Werewolf in London, and it paid off. But hey, Brian from Dell's, signed in fucking paint pen, orange paint pen. Looks
Did
great.
you buy that online, or did you get that in person?
I bought it online.
Oh, you bought it online.
Well, it came from Dell's. It came from Dell's.
Well, that means fucking nothing, because the other one did too.
Yeah,
True,
so
but
like
yeah,
that's
but he bought it
one
from
of the reasons I've like, oh yeah, that looks great. It must be paint pen, but
You know, always check. But when I saw the picture of the signature, I just fucking knew it, and then that's why I had to call, and then I got the answer within 5 minutes because I was going to buy that figure.
it's like when Brian sees like a bottle or a glass of beer. It's like, wait a minute, is that light beer? But, yeah. All right.
Well, moving on to my that joke was terrible. No wonder you don't do comedy specials anymore. So anyway, yeah. Oh, great! You just peeked on the mic. Too bad you couldn't peek in life. So anyway, moving on to my next.
I got a couple years left. Thanks.
Let's see. My favorite hotline was actually came from. Dun, dun, dun.
976 Evo.
976 EVIL.
A shy nerd discovers a phone service that helps him get even with his bullies. Satan is at the other end of the line, and he's ready to collect a fee. This came out in early spring of 1989, but it was released in 1988 into Canada. That I don't understand, but it came out in March in the U.S.
It takes place in 88. I remember that.
Yeah, but it wasn't distributed till 89, which it's weird. It looks
I don't remember it doing well.
It made all its money back. It looks
that's good.
from what I looked up, not on Wikipedia, but through the dark web. It looks like the budget is set at $1 million, and it looks like it grossed over $3 million.
Yeah.
Well, that's not great in the 80s, but the investors got their money back, and everybody else got screwed. So there's that. But then there's rentals. That's where the money was.
Yeah.
In the late 80s and 90s.
Directed by Robert Englund.
Robert Englund. Who's that?
He was a guy. He was a guy who made a movie called Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wes Craven?
Yes, he started.
Nice.
Just smack Mike.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Okay, I watched it yesterday. I don't recall seeing Robert Englund even do an Alfred Hitchcock appearance at all. Jamie, what about you or Brian? Do you guys notice him anywhere in the movie?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. But you know what? He did meet his wife on set there.
Alfred Hitchcock's wife?
Nancy, Robert Englund's wife.
Oh.
Nancy. He met her
Pay
on
attention.
the set
Wow.
of 976
Wow.
Evil. She was a
What a
secretary.
coincidence. He marries a woman named Nancy, and his arch nemesis was named Nancy in
Ooh.
Elm Street 1, 3, and 7.
I think I've only met her twice, but she's really, really nice. They both are.
Jamie, who's in this movie?
Yeah.
Stephen Geoffreys.
Yes, Stephen Geoffreys.
Yes.
Well, no, I was going to.
He was in Fright Night.
Past. Yes, Jim Metzler, which I clicked on him because he looks so familiar.
The Ethan Hawke looking guy?
Yeah, I mean, I love the little ponytail. I thought that was super, super cute.
Yeah, that started a trend.
Yeah, but I think that was popular then, though, right? That little haircut.
It became popular in the early to mid 90s.
I swore I saw this guy in a bunch of stuff, but I looked him up, and after he did the sequel, 976 Evil 2, he just kind of disappeared. He left acting, I guess.
Just like that movie.
Yeah.
Oh. Maria Rebel, Patrick O'Brien, and Sandy Dennis, who is actually that is the mom. She is an Academy Award winner for Best Supporting Actress.
No shit. What?
For Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
No freaking way.
Wow.
And she was in this movie.
Wow.
Dennis, I thought that was Mike's cousin, Lucky Dennis.
Yeah. Great joke, Brian. Let's give him an agent. Wow, comedy.
I love
yeah, she was the Bible thumper. Like, oh man. Another one of those. Okay.
I hadn't seen this movie. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, and I loved it as a kid. And part of it is I always have this weird thing about like satanic movies, because I grew up. We've talked about this before. I grew up in a small town with that whole satanic panic phase.
Yes, and you also grew up in a haunted house.
In a haunted house. But I mean, that's beside the point. But like, I grew up in that. I remember...
Oh yeah, let's gloss over that.
I remember having friends whose moms were like the mother in this movie, that were just over the top, Christian people that you couldn't say the word fart, but I mean, you went to church every Sunday, and all this kind of stuff. So I usually love these kind of movies. I don't know why you'd think that I wouldn't, but I did. I loved it as a kid, and I haven't seen this movie probably since then. And I watched it, and I still freaking love it. I mean, it still holds up for me. I was super excited. It just kind of reminded me of being a kid. Watching this movie. I mean, you've got Leslie Dean in this movie as well, who...
I mean, that's not saying much, but...
She was in... Well, she was in...
Chick?
She was in Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Dead.
That's right.
And that is...
Yes, part 6. I hated that one.
Yeah, exactly. Most people are not a fan of that movie.
I will watch that again, Jamie, with you. I have not seen that since it came out in 91, but I will watch that with you if you ever have a movie night again at your place. It's been a few years now.
Yes. But it's something that I love. Not me, Leslie Dean in the movie.
Correct.
But yeah, it's something I was just excited about watching again. I was like, you know what? I had bought the Blu-ray when it came out. And I believe it or not, that Blu-ray is out of print now. I think it's like...
Do you still own it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Came out a few years ago. I can't remember who released it.
Probably Scream Factory.
Probably Scream.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, actually. I don't even remember. But I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I had to grab it. And it sold out pretty quickly, I think. And now it's, it's considered out of print. So don't worry, I got my copy. Yeah. I'm not selling it. But what about you guys? Like, I know Mike likes this movie just because he's already said it. He saw boobs. So
she was cute. She was hot. She was a cross between, actually I wrote it down. There's like 3 clones in this movie. She was a cross between, she had a little Christy Swanson in her and Christina Applegate, but she was really cute.
I could see that.
And fun movie. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I didn't see it in the theaters. Maybe it was the 976 number. Oh man, if I pay to see this movie, I'm still going to have to pay like $2.35 for each additional minute of this viewing. So I am not going, even though I like Stephen Geoffreys. He was in Fright Night, and also a really good comedy, dramedy, whatever you want to call it, called Heaven Help Us, that starred Andrew McCarthy and John Hurd. John Hurd was in Chud, Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. But I love that movie, and that's how I was introduced to Stephen Geoffreys, a chronic masturbator, just like Brian on the L or any public bus. So, but I gave the movie 3 out of 4 stars. Underrated movie, directed by Robert Englund, and I recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. I give it 2 thumbs up. I say 7.5 out of 10. I mean, it was really good
glowing.
for me.
It's a pretty decent horror flick. Brian, what'd you think?
Well, first, Eureka Entertainment is the one that put out the Blu-ray. I don't know. It's knowing the shit that we got in the 80s, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I watched this movie before. I have never seen this movie before until today.
Oh, yeah, wow.
You've seen this type of movie before. The bully gets revenge. All hell breaks
I mean, the whole story. But I never actually saw the movie.
Well,
yes.
I haven't seen the movie, so the plot is kind of meh. The acting kind of sucks.
You think so? I didn't think it was horrible.
I mean, Steve Geoffreys did pretty good. I mean, that's but like
Robert Picardo's in there as a Dark Mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. The plot needed help. Like I feel like when we kind of got into the third act, it just felt like it was kind of missing. I thought it looked good. Robert Englund did a good job at doing this. I'm surprised like he didn't do more after this. Yeah, I remember in Texas Frightmare, I asked him about this movie, and I lied. I went up there. I was like, "Hey, so what'd you learn from directing 976 Evil?" And then I remember I wish I remembered a lot of what he said because this motherfucker ranted for like 20 minutes.
He said you're a fat piece of shit for
No, that's just what every woman in your life has ever said to you, including the ex-wives. But anyway.
That's in every profile on all of my dating.
So if we're going out of a 10 rating, then I guess more than anything, I would probably have to say this is like a 6 out of 10 for me.
That's
but
pretty
Mike,
good for Brian.
Yeah. But you know what else is good for Mike?
And when I'm mad, I eat.
Because Mike is a fat ass.
Yeah.
But there was one scene. There's one scene in particular that really resonated with me because I feel like
throughout the eating scene.
Throughout the whole year doing this podcast, there seemed to be something that really screamed Mike to me, and it was this.
This is totally Mike.
Peeping Tom.
Oh,
Mike.
I thought it was going to be the saving her panties going through his cousin.
Oh no, that would have been you too. But
no,
like,
yeah, okay, I would have.
That one's more so reserved for someone cool. Instead, we just had to paint the actual picture of throughout the whole year we've been talking about your Jamie Lee Curtis Bush's endeavors. So this one just really strikes home, I think.
Yeah, boy, man, if I went out with girls at like 8 every time they were angry, I'd only be dating blimps.
Well, that would imply that you'd be dating it all.
That would be implying that I'm dating it all.
Yeah, well, at least anyone's sane. So, moving on.
I know what you're talking about. Dude.
My one of my favorite scenes in the movie, which freaked me out, and I completely forgot about it until, like I said, until I watched it back again today, and I'm like, oh my god, was the Leslie Dean scene where she's eating and the spiders come out of her food.
Yes, the blonde chick.
That scared me as a kid. I'm terrified of spiders. I've always been freaked out by spiders since I was a kid, and I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? I saw a tarantula when I moved out to California, and it freaked me out. You know what I mean?
No shortage of those out here, though, in the desert. Oh,
yeah, I mean,
okay, Leslie Dean. She was the Lori Petty. Also, she kind of reminded me of Lori Petty too. Like, there's at least 3 people in here that like remind you of somebody else. If you're sort of a dorky film buff, you got your Ethan Hawke, your oh, sorry, folks, your Christy Swanson, Lori Petty, and Christina Applegate hybrid, and the other one that I can't remember now. I could check my notes.
Wow.
Ethan Hawke. It's like, wow, everybody's trying to be somebody else, or not trying to just seem like they're somebody else.
I don't know. I didn't get that vibe, but I mean, I guess.
Let's see.
It is Mike the Bagman.
Yeah.
How did I get here?
Okay, you got your Ethan Hawke clone, the one I just said, and let's see, dude's playing strip poker. No. Okay, never mind. I had a point, but as most people would point out, it was probably stupid and pointless. So let's just go with that. I agree.
But I'm actually quite surprised that Brian gave it something higher than a 5, because I was worried.
I did give it a 5.
You gave it a 6.
No, I gave it a 5.
Oh, I thought you said a 6.
Huh.
So, anyways, but still, I'm
That's
surprised.
still high for him.
Yeah.
That part is true. I am, you know what I think I like the most out of it is probably the cinematography, and I have to look up what this dude has done because he really made shit like really good. I'm trying to see what this motherfucker's ever done.
It's yeah, I'm glad I revisited.
I didn't recognize his name, but it's a good late 80s horror flick, and I would watch it again sometime.
Yeah,
well, he was one of the guys that did Night of the Creeps, Trick or Treat.
Which Trick or Treat? The
OG.
With the
there's Trick or and Tricker.
Ozzy, whatever it was.
Yeah, Ozzy was in that the original. He doesn't remember it, but he was. And yeah, I watched that. I watched it at Vinyl Steve's, and for some reason, whenever he and I watch a movie, we both kind of pass out a little bit during the movie. Not saying drinking was involved, but yeah, drinking was involved. Let's face it, it's me and Vinyl Steve. But I did see it last year for the first time, and I enjoyed it. Oh, it was with Skippy from fucking Family Ties, and I would watch that one again too. That wasn't too shabby.
So the cinematographer was Paul Elliott, and prior to doing 976 Evil, he did Friday the 13th, The New Blood.
That's part 7, folks. That's the first one I saw in the movie theaters my freshman year of high school. I mean, my senior year of college. No, fuck. I just made myself even older.
So coming fresh off of that, I can see kind of how the lighting is a little similar now that I think about it. So yeah, it's good guy to have behind the lens. Got to have. Definitely made that $1 million budget look a lot bigger than what it was, because the sets looked all right, especially for like the Stephen Geoffreys shit, like when he started getting fucking crazy. When Sam collected his fee.
And there's I guess what do you call it, Brian? When it wasn't quite CGI, it was just superimposed, but there's like they're climbing from one house to another, and the effects weren't as cheesy as other horror movies with bigger budgets. I thought, like, those look better than movies with money. So
I mean, hence why there's no real stars in the movie.
So yeah, good point.
I mean, it's I think now the movie definitely has a cult following. You know, it's
as it should.
You know, it does. And here's the review straight from the Washington Post.
Oh no!
From start to finish, 976 Evil is a sorry wrong number.
Oh, who would have seen that one coming?
Well, I read some of the reviews.
They didn't count.
Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 15%. And
good.
Joe Blow says gives the film 6 out of 10, which is a little surprising. And it says it could have been great stuff, but loses its touch in the second half, relying on unsatisfying murders and ho-hum effects to pad it up. You know,
it's not a high body count, but
I thought it was entertaining.
I don't know.
Unlike the women,
it's not bad. I mean, more boobs would have made the movie like over the top awesome, but the girl was really cute, and Stephen Geoffreys, he's pretty good. He's the best friend in Fright Night. I've seen him in
Evil Ed, man.
Yeah, so there you go. And Brian's obviously clearly watched him in porn. I don't know how many pornos he's made, but you know, those skinny guys, they got the big, huge dongs. I don't know why that is, but it's just one of nature's cruel tricks.
Why are you talking about that?
Because he did porn after he left regular Hollywood acting.
Did he really?
He did. Oh, great. I'm the only one that knows that? Oh.
Yeah. You're the only one that knows this fact.
I did not know that.
What was he in, like 976 Whores? Like, what was he like?
Mike's like, hold on, let me go look through my
yeah.
Blu-ray.
I mean, look through my
was
video
he in
collection.
Slut Night? Or
there you go.
Was he in Evil Head?
There you go. Oh, yes. Directed by Brian Farmer. But Pat. Jamie's husband, Pat, he found, I think it was at a yard sale or a garage sale, whatever. He found a Stephen Geoffreys personalized autograph to Mike, and it wound up in my collection. I was like, thanks. That was pretty cool. I'd shake his hand. I think he's I'm sure he'd be a nice fella, and I enjoyed him in Fright Night. And heaven help us, folks. Check that
You
movie
never
out.
met him?
Brian met him, right? You
I
met him, right?
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, he signed my vinyl that Mike ruined. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome, baby.
He's a little guy. I thought he was gonna be like normal height, taller than me. No, he's a little guy.
No shit.
Yeah,
because you're like fucking straight out of the Wizard of Oz.
That's it. I am a lollipop kid. He's right there with me.
No shit.
Huh.
No.
Well, all right, folks. Check out if you, late '80s horror. Not as good as early '80s horror, but did I say horror the first time? I meant to. Yeah, give nine. I say give 976 Evil a look. See, it's fun. You know, you always relate. I was I felt like an outcast, but you know, there's always some relation. But it's a fun little movie. Give it a look. See, I watched it on Tubi.
And plus, too, if you young kids, if anybody's listening to this that grew up with no landline phone, it's interesting to see. Yeah, because you know people are like, what do you mean, like a phone booth? You know what I mean? Or corded telephone.
Okay, this was the late '80s, and they still had rotary phones in their phone booths. Folks, it was touch tone in the late '80s, by the way. So, like, don't like that. Fuck that bullshit. It was fucking touch tone in the late '80s phone booths. Oh, folks, cell phones used to be.
Man, do you know if they were all that way? I don't know. Like
yes.
When I went to go visit Brian, they still had a phone booth at the airport in Boston. I was surprised by that. And it was working. I was like, people still use this? I thought that was just...
Yeah, they use it to hook up.
I've seen all phone booths that are still around are...
props.
Yeah, they're just shells. Like they don't work or, they're just left there or whatever. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But no, it's a great film. If you're looking for just a fun, nice little horror film, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's one of those... horror film. It's one of those revenge on the bullies horror movies. So yeah, we've seen it before, but this one was fun. And yeah, you get Robert Picardo. He's been in the Star Trek franchise, and also another great werewolf movie from 1981, The Howling. So
The Howling.
And one of my favorite comedies, a Joe Dante movie with Martin Short, Meg Ryan, and Dennis Quaid called Inner Space, and I highly recommend that. Very fun movie. Another underrated movie at the box office. Hopefully it had a cult following at the video store, but check that out. Check The Howling out. Check American Werewolf in London out, and check out 976 Evil.
Have you guys seen the second one? Well, obviously Brian probably hasn't because
I did not.
Just watched. I haven't either. I'm kind of tempted to watch it.
The first review I saw was avoid.
More than likely. I mean, I'm not gonna,
Yeah, there's more bad horror films, horror movies out there than good ones. But the good ones are good, and the bad ones
are still
really bad. But they can be fun if you're with your friends and shit. So get some gummies, get some buddies, and watch some horror films and have a good time.
Yeah.
Or grab your significant and just cuddle up and watch some horror. So
nothing really says, hey, night on the town, let's go watch 976 Evil.
Yeah, baby. I know it's Valentine's Day, but hey, you mean a lot to me. I will stay inside and watch horror with you.
I would hope that at some point one of the local theaters would show this again, like the Egyptian Theater or something. It's just great.
Now that Netflix owns them, I don't know, Jamie. The SAG Awards is basically a Netflix production now, and they don't seem like the 976 crowd, but American Cinematography still does.
But what did they show? What did we go see last year together at that theater? You and me and Robert.
Critters, and it was awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I don't think it's too far.
There's hope. Maybe we'll see it at the Vista or you know what? That's probably more Los Feliz 3.
And that's
or
fine.
As the idiots out here say Los Feliz. It's not Feliz Navidad, which was my fucking least favorite Christmas song. And in fact, I fucking hate that song. It's Feliz Navidad, not Feliz Navidad. It's Los Feliz, not Los Feliz. It's Los Feliz. It's just
Felix Navidad.
Fleas?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, basically. I was like,
he's got lots of them.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you fucking idiots. Say it right. I mean, I'm an Americanized half Mexican guy, but even I know how to pronounce it correctly, sort of. The Los Feliz 3. Check it out if you're ever in the LA area. It's on Vermont. Parking will suck, but you will eventually find some. But check out a movie there. So
yeah.
Brian, Jamie, unfortunately, I heard you have some sad news to report in the horror community. What's going on?
Yeah, we've got a couple of sad new pieces of news. Peter Jason passed away. I believe it was yesterday, which was February the 20th.
He's in a lot of John Carpenter's movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as you were saying before I interrupted, like an asshole.
Oh no,
per usual.
Per usual.
I know. I found it because I follow John Carpenter on Instagram, and he had posted it. And I was just like, no. He had over 270 films.
Holy crap! That is fucking phenomenal. Wow, that guy was busy.
It's like Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Eric Roberts did that in a year.
That's true.
He even worked for you.
He did.
He did. He was in one of my.
I made it into Variety too, and they did a whole piece on him for like movies that he did. Yeah, they covered by that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. His wife.
Jamie, did you work on that?
Oh,
sorry.
I did work on that. I did work on that movie. I did work on that. I got a picture with Eric Roberts. Super nice guy.
Yeah, I wish I could have worked on more movies with you too, but I got to be in one of the last ones Brian made. But was that before you moved, Brian, or did you?
Oh yeah, this is like in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
So real quick with Eric Roberts, I remember I pulled him aside and I was like, "What advice you got for me, like going forward?" And then he looked at me and he was like, "Kid, the actor is always right." And then I looked at him and I said, "That's not true."
That's the masshole in you. But yeah, I agree.
And then he proceeded to read off cue cards. So yeah, there we are.
I do remember that. Just going back to Peter Jason. Yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff. He was definitely in a lot of John Carpenter movies. Prince of Darkness. I remember him from They Live. But just looking at some of his other credits, he was in The Hunt for Red October, Mike's favorite, Knots Landing, Arachnophobia, which is to me is a horror movie.
Oh yeah, he's the coach in that. That was with Jeff Daniels from the summer of 1990. Very good movie, folks. Check it out. Spiders.
Body Bags, which is another John Carpenter. I mean, he's just been in a bunch of stuff, and like I said, over 270 movie credits. And I was gonna get him on my They Live vinyl. I kept going back and forth.
Yeah, he was essential, and
I didn't do it. So yeah,
I missed out on him too. The one chance sorry, Jamie, were you?
Oh no. I just no, it was pretty much it. I was just kind of like, it's one of those things. It's like you always say, just do it. You're in the moment, just get it. And I didn't. But great actor. Yeah. I wish I would have gotten to meet him and got him to sign my vinyl cover. But yeah.
He did a HorrorCon appearance, the first one, and he was one of the many that only did the first day because it was not very well attended. None of them, the three of them that they've had so far have been. They've just picked the worst time and location to have those. But Savage Scott missed him there. And the one opportunity I had to get him was at the church where they filmed Prince of Darkness. And Sean Clark was nice enough to get me in after it had sold out. And it's in downtown LA or just on the border. It's not too far from City Hall. I had passed it by countless times without even knowing it. Prince of Darkness, I think that came out in 1987. I watched that at my buddy Derek Luke's birthday party with a bunch of people, and not bad. It's okay. But so I got to watch that movie in the church where it was filmed. Peter Jason was there. I had my Fangoria book, my infamous Fangoria book, and now I saw him walking out, and my instinct is, oh man, I should be following him and tackling him. It's like, motherfucker, you better sign this book. And I did not. And now, folks, when you go to panels with Q&As, or more importantly, when you go to introductions, more than likely, if a celeb from the movie introduces a movie, they are not going to stay and watch it more often than not. So follow them out, but respectfully. Now, if they don't want to sign, leave them the hell alone. But now I've and pick an aisle seat. I pick an aisle seat or the seat next to an aisle if you're with a friend who has the same philosophy. But just they're probably leaving. So I did not follow him out, and I felt like I should have, and he left. And I had a bunch of years afterwards. I mean, this was like 10 years ago, but I missed my opportunity to get him in my Fangoria book, and the next opportunities were paying opportunities, and I didn't want to pay, and that's whatever. But that would have been the coolest time to get him in that church where he filmed the movie, and I got to go in the rooms where he shot some of those scenes, and it's like, that was awesome. And thank you, Sean. I've seen a lot of cool shit, and I've gotten a lot of cool shit signed because of Sean, and man, I love that guy. But Peter Jason will be missed, and he was in They Live. I think that was probably John Carpenter's best. That was his last best movie that he
his
made.
Autograph will also be missed,
and his autograph is missed. But yeah, journeyman actor, and I've never heard anything bad about him. In fact, the last movie I saw him in was one I watched last year, Ghosts of Mars. Not a great flick, but he's in it. Robert Carradine's in it. Ice Cube's in it. Natasha Henstridge is in it. But not a great flick. But man, Peter Jason, you don't know who he is, but if you saw his face, you would. But
you would recognize him.
Watch They Live. It's a pretty damn good movie. Hats off to Peter Jason, and he will be missed. And remember, if you see an older celeb at one of those conventions, get their graph, get that experience, ask them questions, and just have a great moment, because we're all going to die, and that sucks, but sometimes it's worth the money. Reggie
Bannister's still with us, happily. But,
from Phantasm, right?
From Phantasm. He was Reggie in Phantasm, the Phantasm series. He is, I guess he was in a VA hospital. He's going back home on hospice. So I believe he has dementia and Parkinson's. And I think that's so sad. I think it's, I think
hospice isn't good, folks. That's the beginning of the end.
Getting to that point. But they are asking for letters and cards. So if you're a fan of Reggie, you can actually go on to Facebook, and maybe we should be able to tag that somewhere, put the address whenever this drops. If you look in the comments, I'll put the actual address, so you can send a card or a letter to Reggie and him and his wife, and give him well wishes, and tell him how much you enjoyed his performances. Yeah. And I'm sure he'd love to hear that. I've met him a few times. He's a really, really cool guy. Very nice man. He was at the last Phantasm signing at Darkdale.
Oh yes, that was
with
awesome.
The car.
I was at that. You were. That's right, Jim. I gave you my ticket because I got asked to work that event. So that was awesome.
That was very nice of you. Thank you.
I'm going to shut my mouth for a little bit. Brian, do you have any Phantasm experiences?
Like your microphone.
This is the only time I'm going to say this.
I've never actually liked.
I wish I could hear you. Oh, okay. There you go.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I've only seen two of them.
I've seen like almost the complete first one. that was. Well, it's very much a slow fucking burn.
It is a slow burn. It was made in what, 79?
I believe so. Yeah.
There was
Enjoy
slow
all
back
of
then.
them, but
I've only seen a couple. I like the second one better. Cuter chicks.
that was definitely a bigger budget studio movie. But yeah, I like the Phantasm movies. We went to a couple of locations from Phantasm.
Oh, that's right. We saw
the tree.
We saw the tree last year.
Tree, yeah.
And the assholes put up fucking no trespassing signs, and
I think
hope
that
it's still there.
I think that no trespassing sign was always there. Just never followed it because they were doing like construction around there, so they had paved. Well, I shouldn't say paved, but they had made like a driveway up near that tree.
Yeah, it's you've got time, folks. Especially out here, the police have bigger fish to fry than hey, there's these assholes taking pictures by a movie site. Yeah, we're gonna bust these people that are trying to shoot up Beverly Hills. So,
as long as you're being respectful, they'll just ask you to leave. You know what I mean? If you're not out there drinking and kicking up a fuss, but for the most part, that was the place that I saw that, or didn't. I don't want to say saw. I heard that damn rattlesnake and started running away. That scared the hell out of me.
Oh, that was when you were with Pat?
Yeah. Cool. We're taking photos up there.
Yeah, that was the day we shot the Friday the 13th Part 5 segment at the diner and something else. I can't
Well, that's when
remember.
you were with Robert. Yeah, it was you.
Yeah, Robert was there. I don't think Steve made it that day. You can see that Friday the 13th Part 5 segment on our YouTube channel. What's that YouTube channel called there, Jamie?
Demented Forever.
Demented Forever. That's the name of our podcast. That's awesome. Okay.
Wow, it's so easy to find.
Yeah. So
it's amazing.
It's a huge coincidence. Last year, Dark Delicacies had a Phantasm signing, and Don Coscarelli was there. Reggie Bannister and Gigi Bannister were there. They were wonderful. And Bill Thornberry was. It was a fucking awesome experience. I was there with Savage Scott and Fonzo 13, and we got to work it. We helped with the line. They had the those silver poles that take you to the other dimension, like screen used props, and they had
That's called a strip club, Mike.
Yeah, and that's what it reminded me of. And they told me to cover up my pasties, and I reluctantly did.
They threw him out of Darkdale.
They threw me out of Darkdale yet again. But they had the CUDA from the second Phantasm, and you would, if you were lucky, if you were lucky on, or you paid, you got to take a picture with Reggie Bannister in the car, which I texted Brian and Jamie earlier this evening, and it was awesome, man. I bought the, I don't know, what was it called, Hollywood Greenlight or whatever. They had one of those. It was a 1/18 scale car. None of you know what I'm talking about. That's fine, but because of fucking Jamie, I love getting Hollywood cars signed, and hers always look better than mine, but it's just fine. So I got Bill Thornberry, Don Coscarelli, and Reggie Bannister to sign my CUDA, and I love it. I just need was it A. Michael Baldwin? There's two A. Michaels in the horror community, Baldwin and the one from the Halloween franchise, Part 6. But whatever, A. Michael, the kid from Part 1, I need him on it. But it was a great experience. It was a wonderful day. Reggie, they were all so nice. Bill Thornberry, he's a singer, so he would like sign for a bunch of people, and then he would take a break and he'd sing a few songs, and then he'd sign again and sing a few songs. He was really good. It was nice. And then I got a picture with my fat ass in the car. Like wow, nobody ever tells me to suck that fat gut of mine in. But I got a picture in the CUDA from Phantasm 2 with Reggie Bannister, and I love it. It was a great experience. I got to be there with Savage Scott and Fonzo 13. We all had a good time. Got some shit signed. Reggie was so nice. I'm glad I finally got to meet him. And unfortunately, he's at that age where that happens. Like 3 of my mother figures in my life all have dementia, and that sucks. My mom's about to go back into hospice care, so that the end may be near. So it happens. So, folks, again, if you see those old timers at a convention, like like, think about it. Like, do I want my Terrifier 3 shit signed, or should I get this old timer? Get the old timer. They got stories. They're happy to talk usually.
Because fuck Terrifier 3.
If they can. And as Brian says, not holding anything back, but I dismissed the old timers growing up for the most part at a certain point, whatever. But then I learned, like, hey, they've got a lot of experience, and as my grandma said, yeah, they know stuff, and listen to them. And folks learn shit. Life just recycles itself. Everything comes back around again, and the old people know. Just pay the money if they're charging. If they're old, they fucking need it, so you're helping them. So just listen, learn, and enjoy the experience. So I'll shut up now. And fuck you, Brian, just because.
Oh, Lord.
Well, that concludes this week.
Yeah. Well, no.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Folks, I'm sorry. I made a purchase to help fill that void because fuck you, Brian, for having something cooler than me in your collection. That should not be. But I got a great deal on eBay. Look what I bought. I bought the axe from Silent Night Family.
Motherfucker.
Yes, but yours is signed. Mine is not. But I bought it. $33 total. Yeah, total. Free shipping. I forgot the seller's name, but it's on eBay right now. They had a few, and it was shipped they shipped it great. And they're like, why should Brian have something cooler than me in my collection? I want to get this motherfucker signed, and someday. And unfortunately, Karma's going to kick me in the ass, and I'll have to send it to Brian, and he's going to say, oh, I got this leaky ass pen from Mike. Use this one to sign it. Fuck him. But I've got the axe, a prop replica from Fright Rags. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Trick or Treat Studios. Trick or Treat Studios. Fright Rags sells awesome shit too. This is a great replica, and I highly recommend it. And again, fuck you, Brian. Fuck you twice sideways if I never get this signed, or if I only get it signed by one of the first two.
Hey, at least if you got one signed, still freaking cool.
Still cool. But Brian has both the first two killers signed on his axe, and it looks awesome. And that shouldn't be. And there's this girl I really I liked, and I blocked her. I had to block her on my phone, but she's still getting through on my messages on my laptop. And it's like, how is that happening? But I'll have to figure that out. But fuck you, Brian, for having a really cool prop that I don't have signed yet. But
platypus hands. You know
but I still got my axe, and now the folks on YouTube can see that it's wrapped in plastic and it looks like evidence, but it's not. So
it is, and look at
it is not yet, but it's legit. And
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is legit. It's so legit.
Once again, Brian, what colors do you have your axe signed in on each side?
Both are in white deco paint pen.
Oh, that's what I want mine signed in. And that's what I would highly recommend as well. Not a Sharpie. So there. Okay, I'm going to shut my fucking mouth now.
Well, it's good because everyone in this episode is going to shut their fucking mouth because that concludes this week. That concludes 976 Evil.
Yes, and please like, subscribe, and follow us all the social media platforms, Demented Forever. And until next time, my friends, stay demented.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.